All right, spin-offs we want to see from Black Panther. Um, I've put a lot of thought into this. I have some expected choices and also a couple of unexpected choices that you probably hadn't thought of. So obviously the first one would be the most obvious one is Nakia, right? So here we have another Marvel secret agent. I don't have a lot of hopes for this only because they've screwed the pooch so horribly on Black Widow for the last several years. Like she's been on the scene since Iron Man three, one of those, one of the Iron Mans. I think it was that shitty one. It must have been two. So she's been with Marvel since then, and they've done nothing with her character. And she's a character with a lot of vibrancy and richness. I wouldn't be opposed to seeing a secret agent movie period with just the two of them and then go on some mission doing a thing, because they're gonna, I believe Nakia is in Infinity War. I hope I'm not mistaken. If she is, they'll obviously meet there. So I wouldn't be opposed to them working together on something and helping women with another thing in another part of the world, whatever. No problem there. Then there's Okoye, obviously the general of the Dora Milaje, and you had some thoughts on that as well.
I just like to see more like background on her because like I want to know like how she became such a badass. You know what I mean? Like how she kind of
Like an origin.
yeah, how she like rose through the
Ooh.
ranks of the military and stuff and like established herself as a leader.
That's actually a really great angle, having an origin story.
Yeah, that would be interesting to me.
I'd love that. I didn't even think about it. Origin makes sense for her.
Yeah. Because she obviously has like no, I mean, she's like the Jason Bourne of like Wakanda, right? Like, how does she know how to do all these things and whatnot?
Jason Bourne of Wakanda, I like that too.
Yeah.
And you also made that we didn't actually discuss that in video, but you made the Casino Royale comparison to Wakanda. Sorry, Black Panther. Like it had kind of a 007 kind of vibe.
Yeah, well, I made a comment that it felt kind of like a James Bond movie, which like I like because I generally don't really like the feel of superhero movies, and I was worried about that going into this. This felt more like a spy thriller type of a thing. It was a little bit more sophisticated, which I appreciated. So.
Okay, and then you also mentioned Everett you would like to know more about him.
Yeah, so like he's interesting because he's a CIA agent and he just seems like he knows way more about Wakanda than any other CIA agent.
He could actually be the connecting tie between Nakia and Natasha Romanoff. Like he needs their help to I don't know. He puts them on an assignment.
Yeah, he
off the books.
Like I thought it was interesting when he was in the bar and he like recognized the king of Wakanda immediately and like set it into his thing.
They met.
Well, I know, but it seems like they have like a deeper history though because he made that comment to him like where he's like, look, we've been keeping your secrets about your technology for years or something like that. Like he like implied that there was like a long history between them.
Well, no, he didn't know about
what's up with that.
He didn't know about the technology, but he didn't see Civil War, so that's
yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the first time that they met, those two. He had Black Panther in custody.
Oh, okay.
They were both after the Winter Soldier.
Well, maybe that one wouldn't be such a good idea then.
but I think having Everett needing some sort of special Black Ops operations, and he requests Natasha Romanoff and Nakia to work together on a thing somewhere. I don't know. Just spitballing. I'm spitballing right now.
Right.
But I'd be down with that. And then obviously a lot of people fan favorite was M'Baku, which I'm curious to know about his part of Africa and what's going on there. Like I think there's obviously a story there. Like he's funny.
Yeah.
That whole vegetarian line and the barking.
He's obviously like a badass too because the fact that he like doesn't have the technology but he's like still like in a position of authority it seems like, and he's managed to like not be overrun by any other warring tribes or something. So like that's probably an interesting story.
Yeah, there's definitely more. There's more depth there, and that should definitely be addressed. And then there's Shuri, who is going to be working in America now, but she's also still helping Bucky Barnes. And I think Listen, Shirley has a bunch of technology and stuff, but she should have her own, private Secret Service agent just like her brother does. She's a princess. And what has Bucky Barnes been doing the last several decades? Being a soldier. So once he gets his arm together, there's a story there, is what I'm saying. And Princess shouldn't just be wandering around with no detail. So maybe not the Dora Milaje, but she should have something, and a super jacked up special powered soldier. It's not a bad choice. He basically is an army onto his own. And then finally, nope, not finally, there's two other things. Now this wouldn't be full of like action and stuff, but this would be more quiet. This would be the focusing on the acting, right? I would love to see a movie about Queen Ramonda, learning about her husband's death. So in this flashback, this would be like 90 minutes, right? So it would just be like maybe a day in the life kind of film. And then you can also, because it's a flashback, Forrest Whitaker's character would still be alive as well. And just to see these two actors acting, because you have these two heavyweight actors, I want to see some action is great. There's no shortage of action in the MCU, but if you have actors who have talent, every once in a while, if you just do most of the fan base at this point is adults, right?
Yeah.
We're not opposed to drama as well.
Yeah.
I would love to see a dramatic piece with Queen Ramonda learning about her fallen king. I think that would be amazing.
That's actually, now that you think about it, that really is my main complaint about most superhero movies, is that there's not enough drama, and it just is all about the action, and that the plot suffers because they just don't really care.
If Age of Ultron, there were some brilliant quiet moments with just the cast talking and interacting with each other. If they had focused more on that than the whole fighting thing with the robot and then the fake Sokovia stuff, if they just focused on them interacting, I would have been perfectly fine with that film. Whatever. And Joss Whedon did some really great dialogue with that. But I would love to see a Ramonda. It doesn't even need to be any action in it.
Yeah.
I guess you could throw in some gratuitous action because it's a Marvel property.
A couple good fight scenes or something.
But just do something different.
Yeah.
Once in a while, you'll have a TV series that'll do some totally off-the-wall episode that has nothing to do with their brand overall, and then you get something really amazing. And I think Marvel has an opportunity to do this with Ms. Angela Bassett, top-tier actress. Utilize her. Yeah. And then finally, there should be an Eric Killmonger origin story.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan was fabulous. And also you can have a flashback within the flashback with Sterling K. Brown being his father, because Sterling K. Brown makes me want to cry. His acting is just lovely. And there needs to be more of that. So in Eric Killmonger, there'd be action, because he was a soldier and all that stuff. So it could be about him before meeting up with what's his name? Andy Serkis' character.
I don't remember.
The guy he shot.
I don't remember.
That Andy Serkis, the initial villain. The initial villain. Before he links up with him, let's get Eric Killmonger origin going. So that's how many, what was that, 5 movies just now?
Yeah, and probably a couple of them. Especially the Eric Killmonger one. I would imagine that one's probably already, that actually might be, the next one that they do. Because, it's just the next logical choice. Take the villain, the main protagonist, and make that, or the antagonist, rather, and make that the next movie.
I still think we came up some good gems here.
Yeah.
Especially the secret spy agent movie that they totally should do. Just 2 women, no superpowers, just a bunch of badass moves and know-how. So
any more on the spin-offs that you want to see?
That the only other thing I wrote was Ladies of the MCU meets the Expendables kind of thing, because you have a lot of badass women across the properties, and why not? Expendables makes money all the time, Marvel makes money all the time, so let's do one with a bunch of badass chicks working on the thing.
Well said. On that note, if you guys like our content, please make sure to subscribe up here in the corner, and also check out our brand new blog, livingrishown.com, if you want to hear more about our thoughts on fandoms and the entertainment industry and all that jazz that we're into. Thanks so much for watching, as always, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.